So before I get into the session, I would like to know what is your expectation from this 3-day session? You can just type it. So what's the expectation from this session? Yes. So no, you have not joined with an expectation. What do you expect to get out of this?
Actually, subconscious mind is something that we can only experience. We can never see or know more about it. It is just an experience. So I would like to know more about it. How to get to know our subconscious mind. How to get in touch with it.
Okay.
Or we can never know. I don't know. I feel like it is just an experience. So I would like to know more about it so that I can get in touch with my own subconscious mind to learn things.
Okay. Others, can you quickly just you can just type it, or you can come in the audio and tell me, video and tell me what do you expect from this session?
వినపడతా ఉందా? ఇక్కడ కట్ అవుతా ఉంది. చూడు ఇప్పుడు కట్ అయిపోయి తిరిగా ఆయన ఏం చెప్తాను కదా కట్ అయిపోయి.
Yes. Okay. So I guess some of you have just come with a blank expectation. So we'll go ahead, no problem. Okay. So actually, most of the people, join, go through such a session for various reasons. So the most important reasons they join is because they are, having certain health issues. So somewhere they hear that, so hypnotherapy can get rid of their issues, health problems they can resolve. There are some people who take up hypnotherapy because to resolve their relationship issues, behavioral change, to bring some behavioral change in, within themselves. And also there's some people who also take this up to change their money beliefs because they think that it's all about mindset, how we do in life about as far as money is concerned. So there are other reasons also. I've had clients who have come to therapy just to know about the future. They're into some relationship, they want to know how the future will be. So generally we think that we cannot know about the future, but even for that I have used therapy, and we have seen the future which has not happened yet. So there can be many reasons why people come. Okay, so life on earth, we'll start with how the soul comes to the earth and why the earth is called the practical school. Earth is called a practical school actually among the hypnotherapist circle. Now, if you see that this figure at the right hand side, it talks about 3 dimensions: the 5th dimension, 4th dimension, and the 3rd dimension. Actually, you can understand that this universe has there's something called 5th dimension, which is nothing but the superconscious level. The superconscious level, there is no there's no emotion. It's just pure consciousness at the level of, you can say, the highest gurus and the gods, they exist at that dimension. They operate from that dimension, which is at the super conscious level. Then we have the fourth dimension. Fourth dimension is something at the intermediate level, where you can think that it is where the something like heaven. Okay, so when the souls leave the earth plane, if they go to heaven, then they will be operating from the fourth dimension. So there you will have the emotions. People will have emotions, but they will have clarity about the process that the souls go through. There's much more clarity than what you have right now. Okay, what we people have now, because most of the people here, we don't even believe in rebirth. We don't believe. We are just clueless. Is there a purpose to life? We're not sure. Okay, so whatever most of the people are doing, we are doing. So there's a lot of ambiguity in life. But whereas in fourth dimension, when you go to a place after death or before you're born, that's the fourth dimension, and there you have much more clarity about life, and we'll see how that happens. And the third dimension is the physical world that we are operating right now. So this is the physical body where all the five senses work. And these all the dimensions are how to say, they penetrate each other. So right now, even we are in the third dimension, we will have access to fourth dimension as well as the fifth dimension. It all depends on the mindset that you have and what kind of person you are, how much in deep you have realized yourself, whether you can meditate and reach. There are people who are living all these Sadgurus, gurus, they can operate from fourth dimension, fifth dimension also, even being on earth, physical body. So the idea is all three dimensions are not separate. They are they penetrate each other. So even from third dimension, you can have access to other dimension. Now, around before the soul is born, the soul enters the mother's womb around fourth month, fourth day. That's the time the soul will enter the mother's womb. And then that's the first time. So before that, the body is already there. The soul had already chosen from there. The soul already chooses the body actually, even before born. Okay, this is so and so is going to be my parent. So and so will be my siblings. So and so will be my relative, my friends. Also, all the planning is done. So around fourth month, fourth day, the soul enters the mother's womb. And after that, the soul can easily, go back to the, if you want to call it heaven or other places. It can keep on going out of the womb anywhere it likes to go, inside in the earth plane or even beyond. So we say that there's something called the soul group. There's a set of souls they have, they interact with. So the soul will always like to go in and out to meet its soul group. So it will not be in the womb body all the time. That's the idea. Only at the time of birth, okay, after the birth happens, the soul is completely fused with the body. That means now the soul willingly cannot go out of the body. It goes out. I'll tell you how the astral travel happens. So that happens during the time that while we sleep and all those things. And there is a yogic way of doing it. So there, willfully, the person can go out. The sukshma shariram or the subtle body can go out of the physical body. That happens. But willfully, if you don't know those techniques, if you are not a yogic person, you don't have mastery over those kind of things, you can't, leave the soul cannot leave the body as it is. So it's not easy. And then you can say there is even after the birth, in the top of the head there is something called Brahmarandra. So that is kept open. That works like a hotline where the baby keeps on talking to. There's a open communication line to the cosmos, you can say. So that's cosmos means it can talk to this other souls who it's connected to. So that Brahmarandra is open even when the baby is born. By the age of 7 or 8, so what happens when the child is born? The child is into a new environment now. There's a new set of parents. There's a new set of economic setup, relationships, the mindset of the parents, the siblings, the elders, the country, the place. Everything has a different vibration. So based on those vibrations, the child will pick up, what life is. So what we say is based on the socio-economic, education, and religious. So that every place and every family will have a certain distinct, social beliefs, economic status, education status, and religious beliefs. So these things the child will pick up, and it will, make its own personality. So by the age of 7 or 8, the soul will actually develop its own personality. Now, when it's developed its own personality, you have to understand that the soul also brings its own past life karmas, its ability to understand certain things, its own vasanas, its own desires. So depending on that ability of the child to how much to understand the environment, and also the environment effects on the child, and then together these two things help the child to make its own personality. And by the age of 7 or 8, it will have its personality develop. And we say that by that time, you can say 70 to 80% of subconscious mind, 70 to 80% subconscious mind is developed by the age of 7 or 8 of the child. And thereafter, till the age of 14, it refines those, understanding about itself. So whatever child, understanding the child has made, that I am so and so, this is how I should think, this is what my beliefs are. Or the child will not be aware. Okay, it'll have the understanding, but it will have a refinement of those things even till the age of 14. And they say that even till the age of 21, it still goes on. Last 5%, you can say, the refinement happens, and by 21, it is totally, the subconscious mind is like total belief system is fully formed. So this is how it works. At this point, I would like to show a small video.
में प्रवेश करता है। चेतना का मां के गर्भस्थान में प्रवेश होने के बाद गर्भस्थ शिशु में प्राण आते हैं। प्राणमय शरीर में विश्व शक्ति के हिसाब से और उनके कारणों से प्राकृतिक शरीर बनने लगता है। चेतना बारंबार उद्गम स्थान में आती रहती है और जब तक पहली सांस आती है, मां के गर्भस्थान से बाहर आने के बाद वो बाहर की पहली सांस लेता है। इसे जन्म कहते हैं।
You were able to see the video, right? With the volume on, somebody can confirm?
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So now that we have so was it clear enough how the soul enters the body and how it grows till 9 months and it goes? It's just a brief thing, I know, but do you get an idea of what I was saying?
Yeah, understood.
Okay. Is there anyone has anything which got missed out in this? Did not understand, totally blank about it? Is clear to everyone? If it's clear to everyone, just say clear. Just type clear, please. So actually this information in this slide is very important because this talks about the formation of subconscious mind. So you will know why in Indian, especially in Indian belief system, we say that when the child is in the stomach and the womb, mother's womb, we say that treat the mother nicely, always keep her happy. Do you get the idea why it is so? Because in the womb state, the soul is able to understand everything. So if the mother is unhappy, the womb, the soul in the womb can feel the unhappiness of the mother. If the mother feels insecure, the soul in the womb feels insecure. And we will see actually many of the issues that people pick up are at the level of womb. So if the mother was not given a very happy environment to bear the child, especially the first 9 months, it becomes a big trauma for the soul because the child in future. So are you getting the point? See, this is our tradition, okay? It's especially the Indian tradition. Now even the Western science has picked up this. I'll just mute. Can everyone mute yourself, please? Yeah. So, so that is why we say that the mindset, the state of the mother when she is bearing a child is very important. That we have to make sure that she is happy most of the time. Her whatever she desires, you should try to fulfill as much as possible to make sure that she is happy all the time. Because whatever state of mind she is, the child will experience the same state of mind. Okay. Just to give you a quick example. This is so say there is the child is born. Okay, so most of the people think that the small child can't understand, because it's such a small child. So I'll give you one example how the subconscious mind works and how it can bring big damage in future. So there's a small child, mother is breastfeeding, okay, in the bedroom, and father has come back from office. Father rings the doorbell. And because the mother was breastfeeding his child, what she does is she keeps the child down and goes to the door to let the father come in. Now, in those moments when the mother is keeping the child, mother was breastfeeding the child now, and she is keeping the child down. The child thinks, okay, I was having such a nice time now. I was hungry and I was having her milk. She was feeding me, and suddenly there was somebody else who is more important than me in her life. In those moments, the child observes that, okay, that third person is the father. She gives more importance to him than to me. So he is my competitor. For her attention, to get her attention, I have to compete with this person who is the father. And this feeling, goes into the subconscious mind of the child, and lifelong this replays in the life of the child. The child keeps on comparing him to the father all the time for all things, because there's such a small thing. You can understand how the child can think, how it can misunderstand such a small action, because the mother did not think anything. Even the father doesn't know anything about it. So that is why, when somebody is in the womb state, the child soul is in the womb state, or even the child is at a very young age, even before 7. So the subconscious mind is open. Their mind is totally open. So whatever impression they have, the ability to make all wrong understanding. So we have to be extremely careful how we talk to them, how we behave with them. So it's of utmost importance. Okay. Now, how is a personality decided? Now, when we, before you come to Earth School, which is a practical school, all the souls in heaven, they actually already, they decide the personality. So what do we mean by that is, say, to give an example, say somebody wants to overcome fear in his current life. There's extreme sense of fear. So the soul will deliberately choose a life where he or she is meeting a lot of circumstances where he will be meeting situations where they will create fear. Okay, for example, so basically what the idea is, the soul wants to be challenged, because you will know whether you're learning fear or not only when you know that you can overcome this feeling of fear in real life situation. And that is the reason, we say that Earth is called a practical school. So just to give an example here, some of the examples here. See, if the soul wants to learn self-acceptance, so the soul will deliberately choose a life. When we say life, you say set of parents, siblings, everything. So the situations created in the life will be such that the soul will experience rejection from multiple people, multiple situations. So idea is, when the soul gets rejected, the soul wants to learn, even in those difficult situations of rejection, it has to learn self-acceptance to come out of the, basically to handle rejection, what it is. If the soul wants to, for example, learn patience, it will be surrounded by people who irritate the child. So you will take up life which will fully, people around will be irritating the soul or the child, and you, in those situations, you will be trying to learn patience. If the soul wants to learn independence, to be independent, your resources will be taken at young. Your father will pass away, you will be, lonely, you will be taking up the responsibility of the whole family and things like that. You want to feel, you're feeling helpless. Okay, then you want to know the power. So you will choose a life where you will be given an opportunity to know your own power, because you have to come out of the feeling of feeling helpless and things like that. I hope you're getting an idea. So whatever life we choose, so not all lives are like that. So some of the lives can be like, there are some rest kind of life also. For example, a soul chooses a life where it wants an easy going life, so there won't be much challenges. So that's also very common. But many of the lives, okay, so many of the lives we have seen that. So all this I'm talking is, some of them is my own experiences. Some of them I have taken from the case studies done by the hypnotherapist from US, Dr. Michael Newton, and Dr. Brian Weiss, their case studies. Some of the things I myself have seen them. Okay, so if you are seeing some pattern in your life, which is, it can be a fear or helplessness, so there's a very good chance that you are trying to learn the opposite of it. Basically, you're trying to overcome that particular behavior. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the nature of subconscious mind. Okay. Now, you all aware of the memory devices, right? We have the, computer has a memory, phone has a memory, the internet works memory, big memory devices we have, data center, everything. But do you think that the biggest memory device that we have is our own body? Why? Because right from the childhood, every vision that you had, everything that you saw, every word that you heard, that you have heard, every emotion that you have experienced is getting stored in your subconscious mind, or you can say the chitta. So everything is stored. It's a read-only memory. So, and it's not just of this life. Every life that you had lived, if it is 500 lives that you have lived, all the 500 lives memory will be stored inside you. It's just that you don't remember that. So life, how it works is, because we can't operate with all those information at the same time. So life, how it works is, so we develop a filter. So there is a subconscious mind, and because we have to operate in the normal world with little bit of information, so there is a filter kind of created. So on top of the filter, we have the idea of the conscious mind, and 10 things we have to handle, and we are working with them. But deep within the subconscious mind will have the memory and the information of everything that you have learned, every success you had, every failure, everything of this life and all the lives that you have had. I know many of the people might not be belief in the past lives, but that is one of the key learning that we will be having today. So how many of you believe in past lives? Can you just say yes?
Yes, sir.
How many of you think there's no past life?
We feel yes, but we have not experienced.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What else? Anybody else? Anybody thinks that there is no past life and does not believe at all? There's no one? Okay, that's a good thing then. Actually, you can't prove this. There is because nobody can prove it. But in trance, you can see your past lives. In fact, you can see your past life, last moment. People are so scared of death. Actually, death is when you will actually, people who see their own death in their past life, they see that they are not dead actually, because you'll be seeing your own body and you come out of the body. Okay, and it's one of the most peaceful state actually. The post death state is much more peaceful than the alive state. So nobody dies. All that happens is we leave our bodies. That's what it happens. So death itself is a big mystery that people are not aware of. But the people, I mean, those who go through sessions, they very clearly see every life they have lived, how they die, and they have not, they are not dead, because they see their own bodies and they float above the body. All those things that you see in the animation videos and you hear in people talking, it's true. So you don't die. Nobody dies. We just that when the right time comes, the soul leaves the body. So idea is, the biggest memory device is not the computers. It is our own body. And another thing you have to understand is, all those memories are not normally accessible to everyone, and we can access, under the state of trance, we can access every memory that you have had, everything that you've experienced in this life, from the womb state till date, and even in the past lives. Any of those memories can be accessed. Are you able to see my the slide? Who is really in charge? Can you see the slide now? Can somebody confirm?
Yes, sir. Can see.
Yeah. So you know that the subconscious mind is formed, as we discussed. The subconscious mind is formed, by the age of 8, as I said, and by the age of 14, it gets refined a little bit more, and by the age of 21. So who do you think is in charge of your life? Do you think you have complete control over your life, or you think it's somebody else who is controlling your life? Okay. So this is what I was talking about, the memory device. Why this nature of subconscious mind? Why we are the biggest memory device that our body itself is the biggest memory device. Now, who is really in charge? Do you think you have perfect control of your life, or you think somebody else is controlling your life? Some of you might realize that actually we are not in perfect control of our life, because what happens is, you will know many people, for example, there are people who are addicted to, smoking or say alcohol. And if you ask them, do you want to quit smoking? They will say, yes, I want to quit smoking. But somehow they are not able to. There are people who want to do some things, but there are certain other things in their personality which is not letting them do that. So will you say that, do you have perfect control of yourself, your life? Whatever you want to do, are you able to do? Are you able to execute all your plans?
When we are in trouble, we will tell that someone is activating us. And when we are in facing anything success, that we will think that we are the owner of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Actually, what happens is,
might be not in all cases, I believe. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
Yeah.
Because if we are working under someone, they are controlling us.
Mm-hmm.
So
certain basic things, or consciously or subconsciously we do it by default, which are in our control. Like when we are hungry, we go and eat something. So when we are sleepy, we just go and sleep. It happens naturally. But there are certain things which are totally not in our control. We can only make efforts towards that, and the result is not in our hands.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it is both ways. Like few things are in our control, and
few things are not in control. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
It's like that. Yeah. Actually, what happens is, those things which are in our control, we feel that it's in our control. Those things in our subconscious mind, our subconscious mind works perfectly, because actually our entire personality is our subconscious mind only. The conscious mind is just data processing. The person that you are is you are the subconscious. That's your personality. Your capabilities, your habits, your way of thinking, your naturally getting attracted to certain things. All those is the personality is your subconscious mind. Subconscious is not actually subconscious. It is the main thing, but we call it subconscious because we can't think about it. It is the software which is already written inside, and you are running that software all the time. Conscious is the data that we are able to process. It is just, and from this data, of course, it will something which goes down. If it becomes part of your habit, it becomes part of your subconscious mind. Then that new habit you will learn. That's fine. But the person that you are in your day-to-day life is not what you think about yourself. It is not that. You are already what you have learned in the first 7 to 8 years, or the first 14 years in this current life. Whatever seer, the socio-economic, religious belief system, whatever you were born with, whatever environment you were provided with when you have grown up, so you have developed a certain personality, and that is what you are. Now, if the subconsciously there is a trigger for for you to become alcoholic, and you get some kind of relief when you're drinking alcohol, because you've connected to some memory or some habit. So subconsciously it is telling you to drink because that's what you want. Consciously you're trying to say, I will not drink because it is affecting my family, my relationship. It won't work. Quitting smoking, and that's the problem. It doesn't work. Relationship, subconsciously, your behavior with certain person is skewed in a bad way. That means subconsciously there is a karma things pending. We'll think we'll know about that later. And consciously you want to fix the things, but subconsciously it can't be fixed, because it's a payback time. It won't work, because subconsciously it's pure energy. And subconscious mind is 6,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind. So you can imagine, and that is why this picture, the elephant here, you can see the picture, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the elephant is the subconscious mind, and the person sitting on the elephant is the conscious mind. Okay, so we like to feel, we like to believe that we are in perfect control. So imagine that the elephant is going to other direction and you want it to go other direction. It won't, and that's the situation we are in. The subconscious mind is much more bigger. It is, if it wants to do some things, we are helpless. They say that less than 1% of the entire population has perfect control over their subconscious mind. So you mean to say 1% of the population are such people that they can change their subconscious mind using their conscious mind, and they are very powerful. People like extremely powerful people who can change everything. Consciously they decide, and subconscious mind and life follows. But for the remaining rest of the 99% of the people, subconscious is always the winner. So unless and until we deal with the subconscious, we can never see the change that we want to see. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what percentage of life is governed by the unknown self or the subconscious part? So neuroscience has shown that most of our decisions, actions, emotions, and behavior depend on the 95% of brain activity that lies beyond conscious awareness. So it means that we like to believe that we are taking decisions consciously in our life. But you will make friends subconsciously. Subconsciously, you will get attracted to a certain person. You will think that you have done it consciously, but most of the time it is subconscious. Your actions, some of the times you are not aware of how you are acting in front of people, but people who are looking, they can understand because they can see through you, because you are behaving subconsciously. We are not always aware of our subconscious behavior. So 95% of our decisions, actions, emotions, behavior is subconscious, although we like to believe that it is not true. This is what the neuroscience says. You can see the neuroscience slide, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there's a quick comparison between the elephant and the rider. The elephant is a subconscious mind, and rider is a thinking mind. See, the subconscious mind is emotional. That means whenever you are highly emotional in any situation, you can understand that it is a subconscious mind which is acting. It is not the conscious mind. Whether it's you're behaving with your husband or your wife, your child, your mother, father, brother. Whenever there is emotion involved, understand that it is not conscious, it is subconscious. And whenever there is a rational thinking, you're creating a cost benefit analysis and deciding that should I invest in this share or not. That is rational thinking, and that is where conscious mind is working. That is not subconscious. But impulsive buying can be subconscious. You don't want to buy, you just go there and suddenly you decide, wow, it's superb, and you spend 20,000 rupees to buy a cycle, and then later when you come home and you realize, why did I buy a cycle worth 20,000 rupees when you can find cycles for 5,000 or 7,000? The experiencing self is the subconscious mind, whereas the remembering self is the conscious mind. Experiencing self, the one who experiences inside you, is the subconscious. Whereas the remembering, one who just recalls, you keep thinking, the conscious mind, that is the conscious mind, just remembering. The intuitive, subconscious mind is always intuitive. Whenever your intuition is working, you should know that your subconscious mind is working. Analytical is the conscious mind. Subconscious mind never has self-awareness. It is not aware about itself. It's working, but it is not aware of itself. That is why you can't control it. That's it. Whereas the thinking mind is always self-aware. Okay, and making decisions is always you will make certain decisions. That is always done by thinking mind. This was a small comparison between these two. So what is this world made of? So I think this is a very important thing. How many of you have seen the movie Matrix? Matrix trilogy, Matrix 1, 2, 3. How many of you have seen that movie?
No, sir. I have seen.
Have not seen? No one has seen the movie Matrix?
No, sir.
Not a single person in the room who has seen the movie Matrix? Okay, if you
No,
have not
sir.
seen, yes?
No, not seen.
Okay, now if you have not seen, just make a note of it. It's one of the wonderful movies made in the last 20 years because it is a very technologically, it will sound very technologically, but it is talks about consciousness and this world. Okay, so there is a scene actually in this world. Okay, there where this is the scene they show on the left hand side. This slide, physical world. So the hero is an English actor, and Keanu Reeves. So he's trying to fight with the bad guys, and the bad guys are actually the Maya. You have heard the word Maya, right? So Maya is the one
Yes,
which
sir.
controls the world. Maya is the one we in Hindu philosophy we say the Maya is the one which controls the world. So Maya is something which is which controls the world, all the desires and things like that. So they're very powerful. So this hero will be fighting with the Maya. Then what happens? Suddenly he will get a realization. And the next moment, the screen changes from this to this, the center one. And he realizes the physical world is actually not physical anymore. Actually, what has happened is, this is the 3D world. Left hand side, this is the physical world, is a 3-dimension world. And I was talking about a 4-dimension world in the first slide, if you remember, where it is the world which is made up of pure emotions and pure energy. You will see this world as pure energy. So that kind of realization happens to him, and he actually starts seeing the same existing world as a 4-dimension world because he is seeing the energy, how it's interacting. And why it is important, why I wanted to share this is even now you may feel that this world is it's a physical world, is everything is object, but actually right now also there is a part of behind this physical curtain, you can see there is an energy part of it also. Even this is mentioned in the religious books. If you have heard of this book called Guru Charitra, have you heard of this book called Guru Charitra? Dattatreya Swami's
Yes.
life story.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Even if you have read those books, there are 2-3 books actually. One is from the Pitapuram. There is one Dattatreya temple, and there is one temple here. So there, the books, even in those books, they have written what they have written. I'll give it to you. If there is a Bangalore, say there is a city called Bangalore, there's a physical Bangalore, and there is a subtle Bangalore also which attached to it. So there is a Bangalore which looks like this, pure energy. Obviously, we can't see that. We can't see that kind of Bangalore, but that exists. So those sages and saints, or those people who have that kind of vision, they can see this part of the reality also. Okay, so this is the reality. Even now it exists for each one of us. So when you have a physical body, you will have a subtle body also, and that subtle body operates in the 4th dimension. That's the idea I'm trying to convey here. So along with the physical world, there is a subtle world also. Not only the world, even the bodies. We have a physical body and we have a subtle body. And there are, as per the Vedic science, they say that we have 5 bodies actually. Okay, the 5 bodies are the names are Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. So the Annamaya Kosha is the food body, that the body that we can see in the mirror. That's a food body. But there is a Pranamaya Kosha because we have energy in the body. There is an energetic body, which is also called the aura. If you've heard of the word aura, have you heard of the word aura?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's around 1 feet, 1.5 feet. and for the more spiritually advanced people, it will be much bigger. So the aura is nothing but the pranamaya body, and manomaya kosha is the thing which is made up of your mind. So how you think, based on that, your energy around you will be formed. That is called the manomaya kosha. This one. Vijnanamaya kosha is even more subtle than the manomaya kosha, which is nothing but the buddhi part. And Anandamaya kosha is the bliss body, which is actually only active in case of the people like Sadgurus, who have gone deep inside them and have realized the God within themselves. Only those kind of souls are able to access the bliss body. Can you mute yourself, Mr. Raghu? Yeah, I think now you can see, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And is the audio coming? The music?
Yeah, it's coming.
That's coming.
So before I just want to, this video talks about astral travel actually. So from there are sages like Shankaracharya in India who have done the astral travel. Even now, some of the sages like some of the spiritual gurus like Sri M talks about astral travel. That means the subtle body can go out of the physical body and go and visit any number of places. Even while dreaming at the night, we our astral body goes out of our physical body, they say. So this body talks about the astral travel, or you can say subtle body. The act of subtle body going out of the physical body is nothing but the astral travel. So when the body goes out, even the subtle body, you will see it's always connected with the silver cord at the Navi level. So that silver cord is always there, because say if the body is sleeping and say you're dreaming and your subtle body has gone somewhere far away, and suddenly somebody wakes you up, what happens is suddenly the subtle body comes back to the physical body, and that happens because this connection is always there, and it's called the silver cord. And say you have a desire that you want to go to Egypt all the time, and in the night when you're dreaming, your subtle body goes out and you're actually visiting the place Egypt, okay, in your dream state, through your subtle body. And then actually after a few years you go and visit that place and you realize, oh, there's something, I've seen this somewhere. Actually you have visited the same place through your subtle body, through your astral travel while sleeping. Yeah, you saw that video?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes,
that,
yes.
yeah. So that is how the astral travel happens actually. And let me tell you, even it's in the record, Sri M. He's one of the spiritual gurus now in India. And he says that in one of his books, he's saying that I have given a technique, which if you master it, then each one of us can do the astral travel. That means it's not while sleeping. It's a yogic technique. You can just sit or you can lay down and your subtle body can come out of your body. You can go to any place you want. You can go to anywhere in the earth. You can go to places beyond the earth. And he has done it. And that's what he talks about is, two books, Adventures with the Himalayan Masters, part 1, and part 2 is The Journey Continues. If you get a chance, you can read it. So it is very much possible, and the yogis do it, astral travel. And all of us have an astral body. Okay. So shall we do a small meditation now? Are you all?
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Sure.
So this meditation is nothing but is something called earth meditation. And during this meditation, what we'll do is our body will absorb the power from the earth through the Mooladhara chakra.